All right, so welcome back. So in this tutorial, we're going to, I think this color variable, okay, it has to be here because it's necessary. We're going to link CSS, these two CSS file, okay, this colors.css and style.css. We link it to head section. We link this script.js to the footer. All right, so let's quickly do that. So we go to head section. Okay, you have to click on link as usual to link CSS. Oh, sorry, have to click on link like this. Then you define the you define the relationship. Okay, call style dot slash CSS. Okay, then hyper reference. Then you type in, it's in CSS folder. Just type in CSS slash style slash dot CSS. Okay, but because we are under production, I will add something here. I'll add a PHP code. Okay, but let me close it first. I'll add a PHP code that will anytime I save, anytime I refresh, it will create a new CSS, okay, version, in such a way to avoid, if you've been using CSS, you found out that if you've been coding all along, found out that when you type in, when you use CSS over and over, it will cache the CSS you entered. It will cache it in the cache. It will save it in a cached area in your browser, in such a way that the next time you visit your project, it will load CSS from the cache, not from the server. Okay, so to avoid it from loading from the cache, I want a situation where anytime I refresh, it will load from the server. It will load a fresh CSS from the server, not from the cache. The reason I want it that way is that if it is loading from the cache sometimes, it means that when you make new CSS updates, like when you add new CSS, it will be in the server. It will not load that one. It will just load the old version, until you clear your cache. To avoid clearing cache all the time, I have to add this code. So to add the code, just say question mark var means version equals to, then you now put CSS PHP tag, then you echo micro time. Oh, sorry. You echo micro time, close it, semicolon to close, then close CSS code. Now, you know what will happen? Anytime I refresh, it will create another version. Okay, and it will assign the micro time, that's the seconds. The number, the version is created to this. Okay, so this way it will be loading from the server all the time, not from the browser. You get that? Very good. So this is for style.css, but the other one, I have to link the colors. In the colors, I'm going to remove this because it's not necessary for color, because color doesn't change. This color variable doesn't actually, I don't have to add more to this color variable. It will remain the same almost all the time. So I'll just come here, type in colors.css. So make sure that colors.css is at the topmost, so that it will affect all other CSS below it. Any CSS you add, it will affect it, as long as it is at the topmost part. Okay, that is CSS. Maybe you can even describe this CSS, put description down here, use comments, say CSS files, good, so that as you're adding CSS, it will be organized. Okay, then if you add JS on top, it will also, you also add description to it. Okay, but for now we have only CSS file here. So we've added our CSS file. We have to go down to footer. This is footer section. So here we're going to, at the bottom of the footer here, we're going to add CSS2. Maybe outside this footer section like this, we add CSS, not CSS but script, JavaScript. And you know how to add JavaScript? Just type in script. Okay, script, the close script that it will create the closing tag for you. Then inside it now you type in the source of the script. Okay, then you type in the source. um, it's going to be JS folder. The script is inside JS and it is called script.js, right? .js. Good. So that is it. We are getting there. We're getting there. And that is the script we have here, script.js. It's inside JS folder. Awesome. We are going to do the same thing we did in the CSS, because this script also changes and it can be cached also. To avoid caching, we have to go to head. Let's copy this thing we did here, just the same thing, add it to the script, add it to the script. Okay, awesome. So we've added the script to the footer, to the header and the footer. Yeah, then in the next tutorial we'll talk about jQuery, because we need to add jQuery here at the footer section. You need to add jQuery at the footer section. Remember, if you've been following my tutorial, you see that I've taught you about adding, that you can, I told you that you can also add script here, but it is better, it is more recommended that you add it at the bottom, and I've told you the reason, right? So in case if you don't know the reason, you know script supposed to load after this document. Okay, after all the document objects all these elements have loaded. Okay, all the elements you have in the from here, from this from this top down here, all these elements supposed to have complete loading. Okay, you know it loads from top to bottom, okay, before the script will show, because the script is meant to manipulate all these elements. So if the script is at the top, at the head, it means that the script will load first before these ones will load. And if that happens, there might be error. It might not find the elements it needs to work. It might not find the document it needs to work. You understand? So it's better if you keep it at the bottom. Much better. Okay, so that's it. So in the next tutorial, they will talk about jQuery, how to add jQuery here. Thank you so much.